Chapter 32. Plans, Irava. I head down another corridor, and he follows. I need an alcove, a private space. Gods, I need the closet he shoved me into a few days before. Somewhere where our words will be safe. We're headed toward the formal sitting rooms and reception rooms that line the south side of the palace. I turn the handle on a fancy door, wince as it gives a creak as I push it open. The room inside is empty, if mostly dark, except for a banked fire in the hearth. Courtiers will be spilling into these rooms shortly for their usual evening social gatherings. I wave Valterre inside, and he enters without hesitation. I shut the door behind us. "Okay," he says. "I guess we might as well make out, if you're going to shut me in a room all alone with you." But I hear his sarcasm. He's looking around, as I am, to make sure the room is good and truly empty. This will definitely fuel the rumors, yes. I shrug, staring at him, wondering. Well, knowing that I can trust him, but wondering if I should trust him with what I need to say. To ask him, to say out loud the thoughts that I set aside to get through the dinner, because the dowager was sitting 2 places down from me at the high table. I urgently need to talk about it now, though, and I don't know if hearing this won't jeopardize his position in court, or his friendship with Toravan, or his life. He narrows his eyes. "You found something out, didn't you? Something that Toravan won't like? More than what you're still not telling him?" "It's the Dowager Queen," I say. "When I was in her chambers before, you know I felt that lack of reality. It was a weaving, I'm sure of it, and someone had to have called that storm. Maybe it was Nikolai, maybe it was Master Aldrich, or someone else. But the Dowager." I dart a quick glance around again. Listen, for a moment. To the faint hiss of the banked fire, I lower my voice. "The Dowager encouraged the king to have this garden party. Elsira said so. And Elsira told me before that Nikolai was planning something to redeem himself. So, in the near dark of the large empty room, the words feel far too sinister, and also too thin, too full of hunches and not of proofs. Am I chasing after shadows? Was his mother's threat just that? A mother's threat? A protectiveness toward her son? Are these events and circumstances unconnected? Have I been too seeped in the patterns of reality to see that not all realities connect together? But there was that unreality in her bedchamber, and she's still very much alive, while the king, her husband, is not. And someone, a weaver, is trying to menace or kill the king. My instincts are screaming. I have to keep him safe. For a long moment, Valterre says nothing. He rubs the side of his face. He fidgets with the hem of his tunic. He's a man that usually fills silences with fluttery nothings or venomous insults. His silence is loud. "I need to go back into the Dowager's chambers," I say quickly. "I need to see if it is something. To see if I can see below the unreality to whatever it's hiding. And if it isn't anything, I've known Dowager Zanara most of my life," Valterre says, his voice tight. "You know my father almost married her? He courted her for 6 months before her family married her to the crown prince instead. And she didn't ever look back. When my father became a minister of the court, She saw him all the time, and there was nothing but cold politeness, like they'd never made out. And I asked the staff. They had. He chews on his lip, his face going a little twisted. Whatever's in that room, it won't be nothing. He looks down, then up again, his eyes shifting, hardening with resolve. Caleb, we have to tell Toravan you entered her bedchamber.